Welcome back, everybody, to to the Blue Lagoon. It is the Seattle Slithers stadium. It is the Seattle Slither versus the Sewer Water Sallies, and we are round 2 of our Blood Bowl season. We have the Seattle Slither, which is run by Junior. That is the coach's name, and they are the favorites to win this time because they at least tied their last game, and they have a complete team. That is a bit different as opposed to the Skaven, the Sewer Water Sallies. Coach is Beer Belly, and they don't quite have a full team. In fact, some of their players are dead and injured. You'll notice they don't have any of their they don't have their big guy. Plus, some of their important players are gone from death or injury. They lost 2 players permanently last game and took a big hit with their big guy being injured. Their Rat Ogre being injured last game. And so here we go. The coin toss is going to go. I'm not sure who it's going to go to quite yet. It looks like the Skaven will be kicking off. So luck is already running against them. They do not have the home team advantage. It is in the Seattle Slithers stadium, so they will have home team advantage. Meanwhile, you also have the fact that the Sewer Water Sallies it looks like they will be kicking off. But they do have one reroll this game, which is different than they had before. And they also have an apothecary to maybe protect some of their players. Alright, well, let's see how the setup looks like. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for their zone defense again. Notice how their players are a little bit back. And it looks like the Seattle Slithers have their presets all set up because they're just kind of going through the different overall setups. Now they're setting up a few guys at a time. They're going to put their big one in the center. I still can't pronounce them. The Crositequa. And here comes the kick, or the pass, as it were. Changing weather. It's going to be nice weather, and a woman's head is going to fly through the air. Alright. Gonna fly back. It is a good kick or throw there as it's gone to the side. However, the skink has got it, and he is already running forward. We've seen from the last game. Wait a minute, I'm trying to switch view here. We saw the last game. The skinks were well played for the most part. Seattle Slither play the Lizardmen with the big ones being the Sauruses. And Croxagore. I've been mispronouncing it. Croxagore is the name of the beast itself. The Croxagore and the Sauruses up at the just beating people up, and the skinks doing all the running, and that will probably be very effective against the Sewer Water Sallies. Yeah, as you can see, as was evidenced in the last game, these rats are very easily knocked over, and we'll see how many of them are left by the end of this one. There, the Croxagore is taking down another one. Those linemen, of course, the Sewer Water Sallies set up in their zone defense to have as few being hit and injured as possible at the front because they, kind of got you. Yeah, but they're going to have to take the losses of those 3 at the front because they have to set those 3 up. Plus, there is one blitz, so of course one more will get hit. So they get 4 being hit at a time, and they're just sort of letting the rest stand back in kind of a zone defense. Well, now it's clear way over on the right. One of the Ratman is the name of him. The Gutter Runner is running around behind. He's going to try to get in behind. He took the chance and went for it. And now they're going to create their wall up here to try to slow them down. Once again, it's the zone defense they used before, where essentially they create like this wall along here, staying a little bit away from the Lizardmen, so they can only get one blitz action against them, and to minimize the amount of hits that they get, because they have seen what the Lizardmen do. The Lizardmen are all about sending their tough guys up to knock them around. And there goes back Salacious, the Gutter Runner, and one of their others went back. Their lineman got back a little ways, and oh wow, that is a huge upset. The Croxagore tried to knock down one of the Skaven. Got knocked down himself. Looks like the Lizardmen luck. Actually, this is kind of, in a way, this is paraplegic boxing because you have 2 teams that had terrible luck last game, and that was the terrible luck of the Lizardmen. And here they come up behind the skink. They're going to roll. they're gonna both be knocked down. Oh, and of course Baldy gets injured, so when they both get knocked down, of course the Skaven are going, you know, it's almost as though the Skaven are have some sort of self-destruct mechanisms in them, because they just always get injured. So they stunned the Lizardman, and the Skaven got knocked out of this half. And there goes the Skink, is just going to run up there. It's Ochsix. Once again, I cannot pronounce them, but he gets the ball and runs over. He's going to try to shift it over to their left, or the Skaven right. And another one of the Skaven is going to get knocked down. You know, I probably shouldn't learn... Okay, his name is Logan, but I probably shouldn't bother learning their names, these Skaven names, because they're probably not going to be alive for long. In fact, they're probably going to be losing most of their players. It'll be a real question as to how many seasons it'll be before they finally have their team. And there, he slips down. The Lizardman slips. He is going to do his re-roll so he can make it a little bit further. Okay, he's going for it. Now that is, they're both down to one re-roll left for this half. But that's they had to go for it because they need to shift everything over, and they're going to push that gutter runner back so he can't get in behind again. And they're going to create their box around that Skink. They've learned that, you know, one thing that they did last time was they had, that the Lizardmen did in the last game, is they sent all of their Sauruses out to beat people up, and I think he's learning his lesson now. Leave one Saurus back to be in the box to block the runner. And now, once again, the Skaven are going for their zone defense to try to kind of at least slow them down during the Lizardman half. They don't have a lot to go with here, so they're going to have to leave gaps in their line and hope that that's enough to at least slow them down. It is only turn 3, so there's a lot of time left and only half the field. Oh, although, what is this? Ratman has gotten around behind and has gotten... Oh, and here comes the Blitz! He's coming in behind, and he gets him! He has gotten the runner, Ochsix, and he knocks him... Oh, wow, looked like his hand went straight through him. It looked like he beheaded him. The ball is going to go flying. Ochsix is stunned. The ball has fallen to the ground, and it is free. It is an open ball with the Skaven's turn going on, and they're going to pull back a little ways. They're not going to expect to be able to get the ball at the moment, so they're going to continue to have their defense. Let the Lizardmen try to go and get that ball. Crossitqua, I'll name him that. Alright, and here comes, oh, the Skink has picked up the ball, but he's using his last re-roll, and he got it. Alright, he stumbled with it a little bit there, but now he has it. His extra training has paid off. But now their last re-roll is done, while the Skaven still have one remaining. And now the Sauruses are going around to cover the other gutter runner. They have seen what those gutter runners can do. They are very fast, very agile, but not very strong, as you are now going to see. They're getting hit. Oh, but he's only going to get knocked back. He's not going to get taken down. And same with Netting Riding. Wait, Netite Ring, I guess is his name. Being hit by Colt Peck. Oh, and here comes another Blitz. Oh, and that is going to take down the gutter runner that was behind. Little guy headbutt. Ratman is stunned. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na, Ratman. Oh, there's where the Batman villains come in, because they're the opponents of Ratman, who is the gutter runner, and the Batman villains are the Stormvermin. Alright, so the Skaven did do a smart thing with... Oh, there we go. Here comes the Blitz running through there, going right... That is a big chance that he's taken, going after the... I was going to say that they're just doing their defense back here, and not going to go forward, but yeah, it looks like they are going to go forward. And Beethoven has slipped through all of these guys, through the Sauruses, which was actually probably a good move. Oh, and now their lineman's getting knocked back as he goes back. They're not going to use their reroll. Stitch is stunned, and they do have a little bit of a wall there with the Skink being covered by Beethoven. All right, Riddler has taken down... Wait, oh my God! One of the Sauruses tried to move and got taken down by the Riddler. Riddle me this, and he's gotten back up, and Beethoven's gotten back up, and he's going to knock down Tonquix from the back. Tunquix is KO'd. Tunquixel, whatever. Is knocked down. The ball is now free. It's now once again between the skinks, and this is very much paraplegic boxing because Ratman tries to go in there and he gets injured. He's going after the ball and gets tripped and knocked on his face. He is now out for a while. So you're just going to see this ball going back and forth. The Sewer Water Sallies might actually be accomplishing their goal, though, because for the most part, they're stopping the Lizardmen from scoring during their half, but I may have spoken just barely too soon, because you can see they have now crossed the halfway point, and it is turn 6. They still have a couple turns, plenty of time for those Lizardmen to score. And take out some rats while they're at it. They've not been quite as effective of exterminators as the undead were, as they've only been knocking some of them out. But and they're slipping. Apparently, their wet feet are not staying on the grass quite as well as they really want it to. So that Lizardman is now down, and it is a turnover with a little bit of a gap, not enough of a gap to get it Tehewek. Yeah, you can stop laughing now. Although it is a little bit too far, even as fast as the Skaven are, it's a little bit too far for them to create a complete wall. There's going to be a gap here, and Tehewik or whatever his name is going to be. Oh, and now it is a turnover as up, and they're going to use their reroll. And their reroll is useless as the Skaven goes down. Who was that? Oh, well, anyway, it's one of Storm Vermin. It was one of the Batman villains. Was not able to get around. He should have probably been going after the tackle, but he was going trying to get through this direction. Wasn't able to make it. And there goes Asaurus. He's trying to pass by, and he gets knocked down. So it is a turnover again. So that works in favor of the Skaven, and in fact, so much so that now he's going to knock him down. The Lizardmen do not have enough time to get to the end zone anymore, and now the Skaven are going to come after that ball. Tehewetek is KO'd. And the ball is free, most importantly. Let's see where the ball goes. It's going to fall right in front of the player who just had the blitz, but someone else is going to come back for it. It's Beethoven. He goes back. He gets the ball. He's going to run down the sideline. Is he out of range of the Lizardmen? We will soon see when this comes their turn. The other Skaven are going to stand up and start to cover them. Here comes the other gutter runner. He's going to run up and start to cover Kratekek. And here comes one of the other players running up there to try to cover. Oh, not really, not close. He's just trying to get into the game. Here comes another one. They may just have enough. The tide might have just turned. It is the last turn for both of them. They both only have one turn left. Can this skink get up there? Well, he can go up there and block. He can get in the way. Oh, and this is going to be a hard knock against... Oh, man, 3 rolls, and the best he could get is a knockback. And here comes... Oh, block from the back! That is another turnover! The luck has really turned against the Lizardmen, or although it have to have been good for them to begin with in order to turn against them. So they've pretty much just continued to have bad luck. And here comes the end zone! Here comes the touchdown for Beethoven! Sewer Water Sallies have their first touchdown! Getting revenge for all their deaths and injury in the last turn of the first half. And this half ends with the Sewer Water Sallies having a touchdown. However, do bear in mind that in the last game with Seattle Slithers, they didn't score during their own half. They scored during their opponent's half of the game. And this opponent is much weaker and weakened even further with having lost some players. In fact, let's take a look at how many players the Sewer Water Sallies have lost. So they have 2. That's Seattle Slithers have lost 2. And Sewer Water Sallies have lost 2 from this entire game. Now, that may seem like it works evenly. However, the Sewer Water Sallies were already down 2, while I think the Seattle Slithers actually had a little bit of a depth to them. So they had all their players plus some, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've got 9 players. Sewer Water Sallies are down to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 9, 10? Oh! I guess the Sewer Water Sallies are better than... Well, here, you know what? I think they've been moving around here. So let's take a look. 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, Sewer Water Sallies are up. I thought they were the ones when they took some losses, they should be down some more players. I don't know how that works, but anyway, it's nice weather. And, of course, the Sewer Water Sallies got it because it is their half. The Seattle Slithers got it last time. Spot has gotten the ball, and he's going to run up right to the center. Nice place for a box. You can see the box is already formed, and they're just going to pull in a little bit there. You got your regular lineman behind him, the storm vermin in front of them. Yeah, here comes the other one. So he's going to have a perfect box there, and now he can choose whether he's going to go left or right based on how the gutter runners do. And this gutter runner has run forward. That is Beethoven on the left. Over here on the right, you got Salacious, but Salacious is going to get knocked down as he goes by. Is he going to use a reroll? He's not going to use his one reroll on that. He's going to let it go, so it's going to be clear that he's going to be trying to pass on the left. It looks like the Sewer Water Sallies are saving their reroll for one of their passes or something. And here comes one of the sources, Hoa of Despair, and Hoa has hoed his way in there. Alright, that was a dumb joke. Anyway, alright, so then the big guy pushing through the center, and boom! Down. Mighty blow. Nibbler is stunned. What is new? Oh, and here comes one of the... I keep forgetting their names. The Skinks. I keep wanting to call them Skanks. Skink going up there. Oh, and the lineman just knocking back. This is why the Skaven do zone defenses, because when they're actually up against their opponents, they just get, knocked. Yeah, that basically happens. They get knocked down. Their whole thing is to try to dodge and run. That is, that's really their only hope. I'm going to start... Actually, it looks like they're making a... Okay, there we go. I was going to say they're making a strong wall on the right side, but looks like they're going to even it up there. And, okay, the Skinks are going to surround Beethoven so he can't get the ball. Or at least he can't get anywhere if he gets the ball. And the front line is all knocked around, so it's going to be hard for Spot to get out of that mess. But they're going to try. We are getting... Let's see, who is this? Logan is going in, and he's going to... There's why he saved the reroll. He's going to try to knock back that Saurus. Hell of Despair is KO'd. Took that guy down, and now, most importantly, his spot is free. He's going to run around the flank there, get on the left side. He's going to go for it. And is he going to go? He's going to go for it again. He makes it. Is he going to pass it? It's a pass. It's going to Spot. And Spot gets it! Spot has the ball! Oh, not Spot. Spot threw it. It is Beethoven. He slipped out. He made it! Touchdown! 2 points for the Sewer Water Sallies! Wow, now that is what they are there for. They get knocked around. They are not good face-to-face with anybody. They get smacked down quite a lot. But they can dodge out of anyone's grip and run that ball. And that's exactly what you saw. Plus, they're not so shabby at passing either. So now you have more KO'd on the Lizardmen side. No more on the Skaven, even though they've been knocked around. They did not get knocked out anymore. This is really going towards the Skaven, and it's going to be very hard for Seattle Slithers to catch up with this one. However, there is still a lot of time on the clock, so they may surprise us here. Plus, of course, the Skaven have been injured quite a bit. They still do not have their big player. Blitz, the defense, start their drive a fraction of a second earlier, so now the defense is, once again, the Sewer Water Sallies get some more luck, and the Seattle Slithers just have none. So, here come, oh my god, Beethoven is running around to get under that ball and to be ready for it when it comes to him. And so is one of the linemen is coming up there as well. Who is the lineman? Minge has gotten up there. And they've run around to the other side, and so now the Sewer Water Sallies are all deep into their territory. The blitz is coming up. They're going to. The Riddler is going to knock into Zlipata. Sounds like a pill that you take. It kind of looks like a pill you take too. And they're shifting over a little bit towards their right. Wow, this defensive roll, this really did it for them. Oh, and Beethoven is not able to keep hold of the ball, so it slips out of his fingers. Now. Here comes the Lizardmen line back. The very least, they may not be able to score with this. Well, the Skaven may not be able to score with this one, but they certainly, especially if they're going to get rolls like that, knocking them around. Oh man, yeah. Oh, Minge is now injured, so yeah. The Skaven aren't really going to be able to do much more. But and now the Lizardmen can't get to the ball, so it is a turnover. But like I say, I doubt they're going to be able to score, but at the very least, they have slowed them down, and they just slowed them down even more. Oh, and Beethoven can't keep hold of the ball. It's going to be another turnover, but they're basically wearing down the clock, so it's going to be harder for Seattle Slithers to come back. But they do have the ball now, so we're going to see. And there it goes. They are stinty little buggers. That is one thing about the Lizardmen skinks, is they really know how to. They're those slippery ones on the Lizardman side. They know, they can just about slip through about anything. I've seen them slip through lines of just scattered opponents all over the place and just weave their way through like a basket. They have this nice combination. Lizardmen, Nibbler is KO'd. Now they're just taking out. They're mad, so they're just going to take out the Skaven players. One thing I have seen I've seen Lizardmen do. I mean, actually, they have this good combination. Oh, man, they go down. There goes the skink. All right, got to replay this, and he's going to make it. Anyway, they have a nice combination of tough characters to block and the little skinks to run the ball, to get it up there. So if they can be used correctly, they're very effective, but luck can't be so heavily against them as it's been so much against the Seattle Slither in this tournament. All right, so now they're gonna be pulling back some of their Sauruses, and they're really going to put a heavy box around this the player with the ball. Who is it? Ochsix. Sounds like a dirty word. Ochsix is going to stay in there in that very heavy ball. The Skaven are going to create their zone defense to try to slow them down. Especially, I mean, now you can see the Skaven really are thin. You're starting to see the effects of not having much armor. But they are coming back around, and they're going to. It's a chain reaction hit. Getting him into there. Oh, just knocked Slipidud down. Oh, and now one of their others, Skaven, tries to slip by and is knocked down. Oh, it looks like he was trying to get to the ball carrier, but got knocked down. I guess that was up. Oh, yeah. Now they're gonna come back through. I was just looking at who that player was. I think it was a Riddler. Yeah. Now Riddler got knocked down by Tamik. Oh, and Croxictiqua cannot move. He is too much of a loner. That's one of the problems with the big guys. Usually have some problem in moving, and he's just too much of a loner. He's like, no man, I'm a loner. I'm a rebel. I ain't gonna move. Not for you. Not for the man. And they're bringing the Sauruses around to just push back any of the Skaven that have gotten through. Oh, and one of the skinks is now getting out there for a possible pass to him. There is one problem Lizardmen are having, is they keep trying to go for it. I think he wants to be a Skaven because he wants to be able to go further than he can, but of course you try to do that and the luck isn't on your side. You're going to be slipping and knocking your players out. So there isn't as much of a box. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, the area is open here, and Beethoven is right there, and here comes the Riddler. Riddle me this, skink. What do you think of that? And Ochsix is knocked unconscious, and the ball is free. Of course, Riddler can't get to it, but this one sure can. Who is this? This is Salacious. He certainly can get to the ball. And number 4, Salacious is out of there. Can he? I'm not even sure if I guess the Lizardman over here can get to him. However, we do have a blocker coming right up there, a lineman by the name of Kennedy Ring. Alrighty. And then another one's coming down. Oh, Deuce. He's not going to block, but he is going to cover these Lizardmen over here, the Saurus. And this one's going to be, the Penguin is going to cover that one. And Spot will cover this one. So, goes to Seattle Slither. Can they get to him? Looks like they're not even going to try. They're just going to knock some of them around. Oh, one of them is going to try, and he is going to be knocked down. The Seattle Slither bad luck continues, and the end zone is in sight for Salacious. On turn 14, he's going to run in there, and is 3 points. 3 points for the Sewer Water Sallies. The crowd goes wild, even though it's not their stadium for some reason. I guess they're just excited seeing rats getting... Oh, wait, there's why they're cheering. Okay, it is a stadium full of a lot of guys. All right, I'm not quite sure why a Lizardman stadium has human female cheerleaders, but okay. Oh, and finally, Lizardmen is getting one of their people out, and the Skaven ones are staying down. So Skaven are down by 4 players. That's when it's going to be interesting, is how many players are on the field now. Let's take a look. All right, of the Skaven, well, actually, let's count Lizardmen while Skaven are setting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of the... Yeah, is that right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. 9 of the Lizardmen, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So both sides have 9 now. Alright, there's a riot. Trashing takes place. Oh, both teams lose a turn. Works once again against the Seattle Slithers. You know, I think that it is their... Oh, there's their second to last turn. They have had worse luck this game than they had last game, and that's saying a lot. Their last game, they had really bad luck. It's almost like luck. The luck gods are rubbing it in at this point. Now I mean, they can't do anything to win. It's more of a vengeance for having knocked their players around and gotten so many scores. You know, this is what you have to get used to as a coach of a Skaven team, is just seeing your players getting knocked around all the time, but just having faith that when it comes to to them having the ball, they're gonna... Oh my God! And once again, the bad luck of the Lizardmen. The skink drops the ball yet again. That is just, you know, it's just sad to see that. Oh, and the Skaven Sewer Water Sallies go for something, try to move somebody, and it's an immediate turnover. So the Lizardmen are going to have one more turn here. They're not going to be able to do anything, but at least... Oh, they're going to be sore losers, and then hit Stitch with a spiked tail, injuring him and sending him away. And he's not even going to get called on it. I guess the coach just feels bad for the Lizardmen. They're just like, look, let him have this one. And they both get knocked down. Isn't that just the way? Isn't that just the way to sort of end this with the bad luck of Seattle Slithers? Well, that does it for this particular game. We see Stitch was the MVP of Sewer Water Sallies. He was a lineman. He didn't score anything. I'm surprised it wasn't beat. You know, their choices of who the MVP is, I don't quite understand. I'm wondering if they're just doing it by draw of a hat, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. Dehemic She Saurus on the Lizardman side, yeah, that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. I'm not quite sure. I mean, of course, with them, it's almost random because they just had so much bad luck anywhere. But anyway, so you had 3 touchdowns, 0 deaths over here, 1 pass, and 10 armor breaks on the Seattle Slithers, so they've got the better defense, while the Sewer Water Sallies have the better offense. Of course, they just get knocked around until they see one person open and they can make their touchdown. You can see the statistics here. You can read all the ones that you're wanting to see. I mean, I think this part says it all. The yards running, 40 yards running versus 92. And over here, we had 32 blocks sustained, so they got hit a lot more. Although the Seattle Slithers had more KO sustained. That's surprising. I didn't really realize that. And then more casualties on the Sewer Water Sallies part. So, and it was even in terms of sort of total in terms of that. All right, SPP, you get more on the Sewer Water Sallies side. Of course, they won. Dehemic, I think is their big one, got some more points, so they're going to be leveling up. So we're going to see them on the third and final round. Will be coming later, but first we will have a game between the Thundernuts and Nurgle's Leftovers. And that'll be the other one in the second round. But for now, thank you all for watching. Subscribe to see more of these games and more videos. Happy gaming, everybody!